Hello.
Hey, is this Erica?
Yes.
Hey, Erica, this is Max. How you doing?
Hi. I'm doing real good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So let me explain how this works. You get 5 minutes with me. At the end of the 5 minutes, you'll hear this sound right here. And when you hear that sound, it's over. The phone's automatically going to hang up. So it's not me being rude. It's just that it's going to end.
So if I'm in the middle of my sentence,
You're going to hear this. I hope that doesn't happen. But what I'm doing is I'm recording this because I believe that people have a lot of good questions, and then your questions can help other people. From whatever you got to ask, but this is how this works, Rashad. So I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to ask questions, and I'm gonna answer them. But at the end of the 5 minutes, you're gonna hear a buzzer, and they're like, "That's it." Right?
All right, cool.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna start the clock right now. Rashad, you're on the hook. Let's go.
My man. So quick question, man. How do I speed up the process of foreclosure lists? Like, how do you get more leads? I follow your stuff. I basically followed all your programs. Probate leads, foreclosure lists, back taxes, bandit signs.
Got it.
I'm trying to figure out how to scale up, because now with the probate leads, I put them in one by one. You know, I go to the courthouse and I pull them up on the courthouse down here in Florida, and I literally have to put them in one by one.
Yeah, I understand.
And then skip trace them.
I understand. So Rashad, how many deals are you currently doing a month right now?
Right now, I got 2.
Okay. So
about 2 months. Right now, recently, I just got one is in the pipeline now. One is at the title company. And the owner said that he wants to liquidate all his stuff. So the moment that goes through, I'm gonna get about 4 or 5 deals out of that. What he has in his inventory.
Got it. Okay. So let's talk about how to scale your type of list. So typically there's somebody in a county that has access to these lists electronically. So if you know where that the first foreclosure paperwork is filed, you can systematize the way you actually go after this list. So for example, in my county, there's a piece of paper that is filed prior to the actual foreclosure list coming down the pipeline. It's essentially a piece of paper that they give permission to start the foreclosure process. They have to be heard in front of a clerk or a judge to give permission for them to start. So I would start there and do that. Typically, you'd be surprised how much information is put online in your county's Register of Deeds website. Now, Register of Deeds in most counties literally holds all the type of recorded data that needs to happen on a daily basis. And most counties have what they call a daily log. And in that log, you'll be able to see all the paperwork that recorded. But as you start to get the codes, you'll start to understand what codes mean what you need to look for, if that makes sense.
Correct. No, I'm following. Yeah,
Okay.
I got that. And I also want to know how to use Carrot. Is that something you do? I mean, I wasn't familiar with Carrot because I do want to get into Google Ads or SEO strategy versus not paying per click.
Got it.
How does Carrot work in that sense? Do they pay per click? Because I understand when I looked on the website, they said that they own the rights to the website. Everything that goes on with Carrot, they actually own all that stuff. So I'm trying to figure out, how does Carrot work? Streamline.
So Carrot was one of the first things that I subscribed to after I got my first check. And the reason why I did that, because I knew that if I created an online presence early, that it would pay off later. So right now in my city, my website organically ranks 1 or 2. Now I get deals from that every single month organically, but I also do PPC. The reason why I like Carrot, because in a simple 20 minutes, you'll have your website set up and a presence. Now, if you get real detailed and you follow a lot of the free trainings that they have in the back end of the system, you'll be able to see how to customize your website. And that's what separates you from the pack with everybody else. You need to change your pictures, which are related to your market. Are you in the Tampa area?
I'm like Tampa, Lakeland, Florida. I'm from Tampa to Orlando, in the middle between that.
So like the whole Central Florida, all east to west. So you need to have pictures that look like houses in, that central part of Florida and stuff like that. And customize those and actually use the creative content that they have. They also have a real cool strategy in creating video documents at your desk that you can do to easily help your website rank faster. But all this information I'm talking about is right in the back of Carrot. So in my opinion, if you can afford to get, I think the simple Carrot website that starts at like 49 and then up to 97, if you can afford to put that in your repertoire and start working on that now, it's a good investment for the long term, because I tell you what, PPC is expensive. And if you can get 1 or 2 deals a month off of organic SEO, it will help pay for your PPC, which will excel your business a lot. But I know that market, the Central Florida market, the Tampa market, it's a very steep market when it comes to PPC, so you can run out of money very quickly. But if you can afford to invest in the SEO side of it, do that, because it's worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
You got like 20 seconds left, man. This is all.
Hey man, I'm a Jamaican too, man.
I like that. Yo, eat a beef patty for me right now, because I'm doing 75 hard and I can't eat nothing crazy.
Hey man, I'm gonna get some Outcast office later.
I appreciate that, man. You almost time is up, man. I appreciate talking to you, brother.
Appreciate you,
You got
man.
it. All right, so there you have it. That was the first one. They get exactly 5 minutes. You see on the timer that nothing changes. Once you hear this sign, once you hear that, it's done. The phone automatically hangs up. So we got a couple more people to call. Let's see who else is ready to talk.
Hello.
Hey, is this Erica?
Yes.
Hey, Erica, this is Max. How you doing?
Hi. I'm doing real good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So let me explain how this works. You get 5 minutes with me. At the end of the 5 minutes, you'll hear this sound right here. And when you hear that sound, it's over. The phone's automatically going to hang up. So it's not me being rude. It's just that it's going to end.
So if I'm in the middle of my sentence,
You're going to hear this. I hope that doesn't happen. But what I'm doing is I'm recording this because I believe that people have a lot of good questions, and then your questions can help other people. So you ready to start your 5 minutes?
Okay, let me put my fried chicken down.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, God, take a bite from me, please take a bite from me. All right, so you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
Ready.
And your 5 minutes starts now.
Okay, so I recently found out I'm still learning about the process. So I want to know, how do I actually find motivated sellers? I'm here in Detroit, which is in Wayne County.
Okay.
So would my first step be, I would look on the Wayne County website for a tax delinquent list? Is that my first step?
That is a great question. So let me first back up and kind of explain what a motivated seller could be. So potentially when people talk about lists, all these lists typically are just people that have life events that may need immediate attention. Now, what that means is it could be people pass away, it could be divorce, it could be that you need to move a job quickly, it could be that you inherited a property, it could be that you're on a code violation list, it could be that you're on a tax delinquent list, it could be that you didn't pay your mortgage and you're facing foreclosure. So these things, these life events that happen, are that probably propagate a quick sale, a non-traditional way of selling. Now, keep in mind, 90 to 95% of all houses are sold in the traditional way, for sale by owner or with a real estate broker. So we're trying to capture that 5 to 10% that needs to sell fast and wants to sell fast. And that's when we offer them their services. So let's talk about list. First, you got to understand, or see what you like to go after. When I first started, it was easy for me to identify in my county who was tax delinquent because the lists were readily available online. So if you go to your county tax assessor's website, you may see that information out there in the public. Also, you need to find out if Michigan is a tax deed state or a tax lien state. What that means is if it's a tax deed state and you're delinquent on your taxes and they decide to sell your property, they actually sell the property. And that's called a tax deed state. The other states are tax lien states where they sell the property, but they put a lien on it and you actually bought a lien on the property until that lien converts over the waiting period and then you can foreclose on it. There's also something called a code violation list. It's simply that the city has people that drive around in trucks or citizens report that when a house has a code violation. It could be something simple as the gutters have been hanging off. It could be something like the grass has been overgrown for so long, or the bushes are so tall, or the property is just overall unsafe. Now, what we see as wholesalers when we see that, we see, simply somebody that is negligent of the property. The property could be vacant. or they could be in financial distress where they can't afford to upkeep the property. And if we reach out to these people, they may concur with our ideas and say, yep, I just inherited this property, or I can't afford to no longer keep this property. I'm looking to sell this thing fast. It's in disrepair. Can you help me? So don't think of a list as something complicated. Look at it as a life situation. Now, you and I, we've probably all known people all of our life that had to sell something fast, but you never thought that you can get involved in it and make some money. Sounds about right? So go ahead.
Yes. Now, do I have to pay? Okay, I don't have any funds. So would I have to pay for an inspector and a contractor and all that up front? How does that work if I don't have any upfront cash?
Got it. Good news.
That has been a problem.
I started with negative dollars in my pocket. The one thing that I knew is if I got a property under contract cheap enough, I was able to sell it. So my first deal, I got a house that was worth somewhere fixed up. It was going to be fixed up worth about $125,000, $130,000. I knew that if I got it low enough, I didn't have to go do the numbers. And what I mean by numbers, I didn't have to go get a contractor in there to help me find out what it would cost to do repairs, which you'd be surprised how many contractors will go with you in a house to tell you how much they think it would cost to repair the property. And that can be your repair budget. And if you watch some of the videos, you see the simple formula that if a house is worth 100, you take away 30%, you take away the repairs, you take away your fee, you're going to get what you call your maximum allowable offer. You can go check those out in some videos. I don't want to waste your time going over that, but I'm telling you, you do not need money to start this business, and do not look at list as something that is very complicated. I promise you, you can do this. You got about 30 seconds.
Okay, so contractors will usually go out with me and I don't have to pay them up front?
Yes, you'd be surprised. Now check this out. Erica, you'd be surprised how many people you know that are contractors already. Just ask some of your friends that they know a contractor and say, hey, look, I'm looking at buying investment property. Can some contractor check out the property and tell me what they think it would cost to repair it?
Okay.
Have you watched all the videos yet?
Not all of them.
Here's a tip. Go back and watch the old ones.
Okay, because I'm starting from the newer ones, and I'm actually getting. Oh no!
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
getting lost in you building your home. Okay.
Erica, I enjoyed talking to you. It was fun, but the buzzer went off. I hope you learned something because it was fun talking to you.
Thank you.
Have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, there you have it. Once the buzzer goes off, the phone goes off too. So this is pretty cool, talking to people. All right, let's see who else we got.
Hello?
Hey, is this Devontae?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Devontae, this is Maxwell. How you doing?
Oh, my God.
I hope you're doing good, but check this out, Devontae. Here's how this works. You got 5 minutes with me, right? You can ask me any questions and I will answer. Now, I am recording this because I feel like the questions you're going to have, other people may have, and this may be helpful for you. So when you hear this, that means it's over. The phone's automatically going to cut off. So I hope you're ready to understand what 5 minutes is, because your time starts right now.
Alrighty. And I do want to first thank you, Max, for calling me. My first question, because I'm pretty much starting out, I wanted to ask, when you were solo and you necessarily didn't have enough money for dollars, how many calls were you looking to make in a day?
That's a great question, Devontae. So what I did is I had my cell phone. I didn't even know anything about Google Voice at the time, but all I did was I made 200 dials a day. I promised myself I'd make 100 in the morning time and 100 in the afternoon or evening, whatever was conducive for the schedule that I had. And that's all I did. I dialed from my cell phone. I didn't care if I had to change my number in a year or whatever it was, but making those phone calls, because I started with negative dollars, just like a lot of people in this business.
Okay. My next question, one of the things that you talked about, like early on in your, when it comes to like jobbing for dollars, I know that's also a great resource, like starting out. I was looking at one of your videos. You talked about finding a vacant house list that you uploaded that kind of helped you find houses when you were jobbing for dollars. Is that something that you're still doing, or is there a way to find that, like how to find that list?
Yeah. So There's no list that's a magic bullet, but I'm going to tell you a list that gave me and helped me get a lot of money. So what I did was, if you go to my Google Maps, which you really don't need to do now these days with a lot of technology like in PopStream and DealMachine, you can create these things.
Yeah.
But here's what you do. The list that I was talking about originally was called the water shutoff list. So I was able to get a list from several counties that I worked in of all the water sources that were shut off to the house for at least 6 months. Now, we know you can live without the electricity, you can live without a lot of stuff, but if you don't have water at the property, you know that's it. Like, so I was able to get the list. Now, it's not easy to get, but I was able to get the list of all the properties that had the water cut off. And when I had that list, I went to my Google Maps, and with my Google Maps, it allows you to upload properties from a Excel or a CSV file. And what it does is it places pinpoints all over the map. You can then send that map to your phone, and then you can actually start driving to these properties to see them in person. This was something I did on top of the regular driving for dollars, just so I can learn the area, and then I can actually verify, oh crap, this house does look empty.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that, because that definitely gives me some clarity. My last question will probably close us out right at 5, which is fine. One of the things I admire about you the most is how you communicate. So when you're doing like cold calling, would you say that's something more so like a natural, something that you probably built up over the course of time versus the script? I know it's like a guideline, but your reactions and your responses is a lot natural. So do you think that's the approach that we should have whenever we're cold calling?
Yes, you need to be natural. Just like you and I are talking right now. You and I have never met, but you're talking to me and it seems like I know you. Seem like a nice person. And that's the flavor you want when you're talking to somebody. You want to be able to build rapport with them and have a regular conversation. Understand the person on the other end of the phone is just a regular person. And more than likely, people want to help people. That's just a natural thing with people. So if you come off as somebody that is looking and seeking something that they may have the answer to, it's easier for you to build a rapport with them. And if you maybe can offer them a solution to their problem, it's easy. But working on the phones is something you develop over time. It's comfortability. I mean, it's just like if you're out somewhere, speak to strangers, speak to more strangers, just develop that skin, that jab, so you can have conversations back and forth. And I promise you will help you in the long run. But dialing and getting on the phone and speaking to people is something you just develop over time.
Okay. Thank you so much, man.
You got 40 seconds. You want to throw them away or you want to use them?
No, that's all I had. I actually took the time to, if you actually called me or was going to call me, I took the time like, okay, what am I going to ask if he calls? So that's all I could come up with.
Well, that's perfect,
I just want to say I appreciate you for everything that you do. And then just how you are in the community. Like, you know, you would say the information is out there. We just got to go apply ourselves. So that's what I'm really trying to do. And I'm not trying to waste your time. You and myself are like overloading myself with information, because that's been a problem with me for a while. And I really just wanted to do it. So
your time's up, man.
It's okay.
I appreciate you, man. It was a good conversation. Listen, you're just trying to get one deal. Start with that 1 and 2 deal and consistently get 1 or 2 deals a month. And I promise you it'll change your life, man. You can do it. I'll see you in Texas soon.
All righty. You have a good one.
You take care, man. All right. So as you can see, I've called 3 people, 15 minutes with me. It's pretty cool because a lot of these questions is something that you may have yourself. And I'll try to do more of these, talk to regular, everyday people, period. And if you want me to call you, just like that number right there, just text me. Text me, put your number in there, and maybe a couple times a week, I'll pick up the phone and dial people and call. And it's awesome to talk to people. Make sure you guys stay safe. Please like this video if you do. And if you haven't, please subscribe. Do me a favor, please subscribe. Smash the like button. Like on all your YouTube accounts, smash the like button so you help me beat the YouTube algorithm and get this video up there. But I appreciate you guys. I'll see you at the top. Peace.